Hi, everyone. Welcome to Social Talks. It's a live event, so, things happen. So, we are live. Social Talks is a free virtual conference for social media professionals, and not only. I'm Maria, marketing expert at Social Insider, and the host of this live session. This is my first conference, so, things happen. I'm super excited, but I'm nervous at the same time. So today we have 7 sessions, 7 amazing speakers and professionals that will share their knowledge with you. And you are going to learn about LinkedIn and how to use this platform to promote your brand's message, community management and what skills you need to develop, how to plan your content in social media, Twitter marketing strategies, the importance of social listening, Instagram strategies, for your feed and stories, and social media trends in 2021. There are great sessions. I promise you that each session will have effective takeaways and strategies that will help you grow your career as a social media professional. So this is a conference you don't want to miss, believe me. Also very important, we have some prizes for the participants at the end of the conference. So make sure you stick with us until the end. Be active, ask questions, or just say hi wherever you are. So let's start social talks with a longtime friend and the topic that I really love. Dr. Natalia should be here with us. So Natalia, if you see me, please come here. Okay, so these are attendees. Hi, can you hear me? Or can you see me?
I can see you. The big question. Aha.
Finally.
That works. Okay.
Great. So,
I think we're good.
Things happen when... Oh my God, great. So I can't see you, but I can see your picture. Great.
I don't have the opportunity to turn on my camera, which is a little bit odd.
Let me see if I can make something more chat promote.
Because I think at the moment I am a participant. That's also the reason why I can't share my screen, because I wanted to share the presentation with you.
Yes.
There seems to be something crooked here. What could it be?
How can I make you a...
Select the system. No, I don't see it in my settings. Technical team, help us for a second.
Yay, here's a technical boy. So if you can help us, you can come here into the room.
That would be
right click on the person name and give you the option. Oh, let me see. Disable talking chat, promote to... Great. Now you can share. Now you can share the screen, I think. Because
yes,
Yay!
Thank you for your patience.
Oh, great. Thank you, everyone. So I'm going to disable here to remove Andre. So, hi, Natalia.
Hi, Maria. How are you?
I'm great. No, I'm great seeing you. Yoo-hoo, someone is telling us yoo-hoo on the chat. Yay, thank you everyone for your patience.
You know, organizing these conferences or these events is, when you do it for the first time, can be very overwhelming. And I think from everything that I've saw and heard so far, you're doing phenomenal. So kudos to you. And yeah, I'd say let's get started, right?
Great. So, okay, so I have to tell people, for those who don't know you, Natalia is a LinkedIn trainer, personal branding expert, keynote speaker, and the Middle East leading edutainer. Also, she's the author of Personal Branding with LinkedIn, the Think Natalia Method. years ago, she quit her job and started a new journey. She went on a sabbatical where she changed the way she thinks, talks, and her day-to-day routine. And that was the moment when she founded Think Natalia. In the next 30 minutes, you will learn from her about why LinkedIn is so powerful at the moment, LinkedIn company page benefits versus private profiles, how to optimize your page, content that works, and how to grow your following and get more visibility. So, Natalia, let's get started. The stage is yours.
Thank you so much for the wonderful intro. And yes, here we go. How to use LinkedIn to promote your brand's message. If you say, yeah, I know that LinkedIn is important, but I don't know where to start, or you're thinking, your competition gets so much visibility online. What about me? Creating great content isn't as easy as everybody says. I mean, how on earth do I stand out? And is there a better way how to reach my goal? Maybe it's something that I don't know. Because what you want is more visibility, more leads, and more followers. Not only for yourself, but also for your customers. So if these are questions that you have, if these are things that you're thinking about, then you're definitely at the right place, because I want to help you get it started with LinkedIn. And not with any LinkedIn, but with LinkedIn company pages. So Maria already introduced me. Maybe a few last ideas or last thoughts. I'm originally from Hanover, Germany. I live in the United Arab Emirates. I'm a studied social scientist, and nowadays I'm obsessed with the topic of LinkedIn marketing and social selling, and all of that in an organic way. I'd like to start with LinkedIn as a business tool. Why is it so important and powerful at the moment? A lot of people talk about it, but there are even more people who don't know where to put it because they have all of these misperceptions. Let's address them. LinkedIn company pages. What are the benefits? Because a lot of people believe rather in personal profiles, and what kind of company pages types are there? Then making company pages work for you. This is the last point, which is more the pragmatic part and the stuff that is really hands-on. Sounds good? Then I say, let's get started. When I talk about LinkedIn misperceptions, the sentences that I hear over and over again are, nah, LinkedIn is just a B2B platform. It's not relevant for B2C. Guess what? LinkedIn is an H2H platform, or HB to HB, which means human being to human being. Oh yeah, it's boring, it's lame, it's stiff, it's so serious. Sorry, what? LinkedIn has LinkedIn Live, LinkedIn has LinkedIn Stories, it has LinkedIn Polls, you can upload documents, PDFs, you have so many tools that you don't have on other social media platforms. Maybe you're talking about LinkedIn in 2015. Yeah, but now we live in 2021. It's just a place where you look for talents or a job. And I'm going to show you how you can use LinkedIn in a few minutes. Ads are so expensive. Why would I use it? See, a lot of people believe that they only can use LinkedIn when it comes to paid principles or when it comes to ad. LinkedIn is the #1 content marketing machine. So put ads aside if they're too expensive for you, and let's talk organic content. And especially people from the German-speaking region, like Austria or Switzerland or Germany, they're like, yeah, is Xing or Crossing better? Really depends on what your goals are, but the majority of people that I work with, they work internationally. So once again, why LinkedIn? And I stumbled over this super cute video the other day that I quickly want to share with you. It doesn't have any sound, but I think the visual is mwah. So there you go. Ta-da! So why LinkedIn? Because people are in a business mindset. Yes, of course, they also want to be a little bit entertained and a little bit inspired, but it's not so intense like on Facebook or Instagram. Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat and whatnot. So people go to LinkedIn because they want to generate leads, they want to network, they want to learn something new, they want to get clients. Well, people rather go to Facebook and Instagram because they want to, I don't know, catch up with a friend, see what's new, in the city that they travel to, get inspired when it comes to makeup, love, see epic pranks, and everything has its place. But when you think B2B and when you think B2C out of the perspective of potential clients, it's so much easier on LinkedIn. The typical LinkedIn end user is also dramatically older than the typical Instagram user. I mean, on Instagram, I think over 70% are teenagers. And if teenagers are not your target audience, et voila, once again, LinkedIn. Gary Vaynerchuk said that when it comes to content, LinkedIn is like Facebook in 2012, which again shows us that it's very powerful when it comes to content marketing. LinkedIn is the only platform where you can build an audience of up to 30,000 contacts. Think about it. I mean, on other platforms, you can just follow people, but you can't really invite them into your network. Again, when you think lead gen, ooh, amazing. And last point, LinkedIn is relatively young. It was bought by Microsoft, and Facebook, which bought Instagram, is huge. We talk about 2.5 billion users. On LinkedIn, we have 675 million, something around that. So also that is a reason why it's so much easier to stand out on LinkedIn. And for everybody who's relatively new and still not convinced, so what is the concrete function or use of LinkedIn? To build a personal brand or a company brand. To learn more about business trends or news. You can network, you can generate leads, you can create content, find talent or job, do public relations work, and learn new things through LinkedIn Learning. So you see, it's super diverse, and it really depends on you how you would like to use it. So herewith we close the first idea of the chapter of what I wanted to share with you. Now let's move on to company pages. What are the concrete benefits? This is how we use our company page. We use it to nurture relationships, to attract and interact with potential customers, to build thought leadership, to spread our message and grow our brand, and to encourage people to work with us. And then I regularly have this discussion of, yeah, but company pages, when you compare them with private profiles, aren't private profiles better? Yes and no. It really depends on what you want. I mean, theoretically, people follow people, which means individuals 11 times likelier than company pages, but you cannot place ads on private profiles. So if you at a certain stage want to invest into ads, you need a company profile or a company page. Also, a lot of tools and features, like the analytics tool, for example, they don't exist in such a depth on the private profile. So if you like data, you will love company pages on LinkedIn. The content is also not easier to access, but also easier to create, because there is a specific button which allows you to look for trending content, trending articles, and to choose what kind of industry and in which country and whatnot. And then LinkedIn pulls out that article for you, and you just write a few sentences, use hashtags, and this is such an incredible way how to get more visibility, how to be seen, how to go out there with a relatively minimum effort, especially when you are not so, let's say, home in the idea of content creation and you have a company page. That could help you getting started. And why is it easier? Because when you visit a LinkedIn company page, it's a little bit like on Facebook or like any other platform that you know. You go on the top, you see a little bit about the content, and then when you scroll down in the middle, you have the content history. While in your private profile, you would have to go to your profile, scroll down, click on new activities, a new window pops up. There you need to click on, for example, new article or whatnot. So it's a little bit complicated, right? But also quite interesting, when you have a company page, your employees or the people that are part of your community can actually link to that page in the experience section. This is only true, though, for company pages. It's not applicable for showcase pages. Which then brings me to the next thing. what kind of pages to exist? So there are 4 different ways how you could create a LinkedIn page or a LinkedIn company page. On the one side, we have company pages for small businesses, which is fewer than 200 employees. So we have company pages for medium or large businesses, everything above 200. Again, pretty logical. Then we have something quite interesting, which is called a showcase page. More about that in a second. So this is basically like a sub page that is existing or that is connected to an existing page. Or the 4th one, you could also be an educational institution. So when you create a company page, the first thing that you have to ask yourself, am I an institution or a university, school, whatever, or am I a business? So I would assume that the majority of you are not an institution or don't have institutions as their clients. So let's put this aside. So are you a small or a medium or large business? Okay, you're a small business, fantastic. Then you choose that one. If you're a medium one, you choose the medium one. And then in the next step, we can talk about showcase pages. And this is quite interesting. So what are these showcase pages good for? You can use them for different products. So if you have kind of like a top brand or like the name of your company, and you have all of these sub brands underneath. So if you are in consumer goods, or if you are a, let's say, software developer and you have very different products, fantastic. If you have different target audiences, so if you maybe are situated in France, but you also want to create a page for the US or for Latin America or for Asia or something like that, fantastic. Because then you can create targeted content on these different subpages for the respective audience, maybe even in their mother tongue. For events, so I've seen showcase pages for events as well. You can use that for any kind of ongoing initiatives when you have something that is close to your heart, a social movement, or anything that you do to give back, or just anything that you're passionate about. Instead of posting that on your company page, you can create a subpage just focusing on that, and the right people will only see then this content. Totally up to you. Affiliate pages, I think this is basically everything when it comes to, so what the showcase page is good for. The important thing to know or to be aware of, though, is when you create a showcase page, people cannot link their profile to it. So again, remember the LinkedIn profile, the individual, not the company page, the individual profile. We see who people are, what they do, and then we scroll down, and this is where we see the experience section. It looks a little bit like a CV, but just in that area. And here you can link to a company page, which then gets you more visibility. But this is only possible when you have created a LinkedIn page, a classic page for it, which means small business, medium or large, or institution. It's not possible for showcase pages. So I recently, for example, worked with a client who theoretically should have created a showcase page because it all made sense. They wanted a new page for a target audience, but it was very important to them that the employees working in this region would connect to that LinkedIn page. That's why they broke all of the rules and created a new page instead of a subpage. Because again, this element of linking in the profiles of their employees was very important to them. And also important to know, you have maximum 10 showcase pages per company. But hey, I mean, if there's somebody out there who could have a proper page and then 10 showcase pages, that's an even full-time job. That's a job for most probably at least 8 people. So kudos to you if you have that luxury problem. Okay, second part, done. Let's get into the third and last part, the nitty-gritty stuff, the elements that you can literally start applying today. When you're on a company page, this is what you see. So you have the cover image. On the right side where the little pen is, when you click on that, you see the size of the cover image. You can reposition it, super intuitive. Simply get inspired by companies in your industry, see what they do, delegate to a graphic designer, do something to stand out, because that's the first thing that people see next to your logo. More about that in a second. Okay, we've done the background image. Now let's click on edit page. And by the way, I will make sure that you get access to the PDF version of this presentation. So everybody who's watching this now, or maybe a replay, don't worry, don't get stressed with screenshots or whatnot. I'm going to make sure that you get the presentation so you can click through it. And then once you see things, it might remind you of what I said when we were in that section. Okay? Good. So we click on edit page. And then on the left side, you can see quite a few headers or main chapters. So we have header, about, community. These are the main chapters. And underneath that, we have always two elements. Okay, let's start with header/page info. What do we see here? Update the logo, give the page a name, use a tagline. Pretty intuitive. The tagline is relatively short. So here I would mention what you do and for whom. Simple, huh? Okay, next thing, the button. Here you can choose between contact us, learn more, register, sign up, visit website, and you place the link. With all my respect, looks pretty much like on Facebook. And this is then what people get to see. And you can also test it then. Okay, done. Next thing, about/overview. Here you have a little bit of a longer description. And you can mention your webpage if you have one, or you tick the box, I don't have one. Mention the industry, the company size, if your company is privately held or anything else. Again, very intuitive. But when you don't fill out your company page from the beginning with all of these things, you're missing out on so many opportunities to be seen. That's why I'm going through each and every step right now to make sure that you actually make the most out of it. So when we then talk about the description, I want you to use bullet points. Please don't do one block text, because it's just, ew, people don't like that. So use bullet points and paragraphs, make it SEO friendly. In there, I want to understand why you do what you do, maybe what your mission is, who your target audience is, how you can help them. And in the end, use a very clear and concrete call to action. You don't want to put in all of the love and the time and the energy, and then people are like, ah, yeah, well. So for the case that they didn't see any other buttons, even in the description section, mention a call to action. Then, quite interesting, we can also in the about section /overview mention up to 20 specialities. They are again SEO relevant. So what is it that you're offering? What kind of services? Just type them in, and if you want to update them at a certain stage, you just delete them, put them in there. Locations. If you have offices from all around the world, you add a location, put in the address, name of the location. Again, pretty intuitive. Simply click on that little pencil on the right side to make sure that you edit, or if you click on add a new location, if you want to, again, add a new office. Okay, this stuff, a lot of people don't know. And this is why they later on have problems when we talk about growing your audience. You can add up to 3 hashtag topics that matter to your company page or your LinkedIn page. Choose them wisely, because you as a company page will only be allowed to comment on content all over LinkedIn that uses the hashtags you have mentioned here. So one hashtag, I would definitely make your own wise. And then I would think SEO and again, strategic commenting. So where do you want to get more visibility? Do you want to make sure that you as a company page can regularly be seen on content that talks about SEO, about content marketing, about search engine optimization, about e-commerce, about technology, about leadership? Where is it? And then mention the hashtag. And if you at a certain stage realize, no, I want to leave my digital footprint somewhere else on LinkedIn, then you simply update the hashtag. And we're going to need that later on again when we talk about growing your company page. Featured groups is something that I personally, or we personally, don't use. So if you have any kind of groups that you want to show people that they can join, There you go. You can add that here. Again, very intuitive and quite interesting. If you want to show your description in multiple languages, you can do that here. So I have it in English and in the German language, because once again, I am from Germany. Okay, we've optimized our profile. Be gentle with yourself. You are very likely you will not be able to do that in one day. Maybe do it in 2 or 3 days, but make sure that you go through it step by step, because when people don't understand your positioning, who you are, what you offer, why they should follow you, everything else that I'm going to discuss now is like out of the window, okay? So again, this done, next thing, how do you grow your following? On LinkedIn, as a LinkedIn page, you can invite up to 100 people per month. So you actually get some credits. You can only invite people, though, who you are connected with as an individual. That means if you have a small network as a person, you need to grow your network so that you then can invite your network to follow your LinkedIn page. If for some reason you don't want to expand your network or your network is not big, then make sure that people who have a huge network, you turn them into an admin of the company page, and then they can invite individuals. The principle is pretty simple. You send out an invite. If the person accepts it, you send out the invite. That means 1 credit is gone. If the person accepts the invite, the credit goes back to you. If the person does not accept the invite, the credit is lost. And again, you could do that 100 times per month, and then you have to wait. And then your kind of account or your, what would it be, container of invitations fills up again. Create great relevant content. The next slide talks about that. Strategically comment as a page. So remember the hashtags that I talked about. Make strategic commenting, and Gary Vaynerchuk calls this the $1.80 strategy. Make that a crucial element of your time spent on LinkedIn. I know it's painful. I know it's not fun in the beginning, but if you could start with just, I don't know, 5 other pages or 5 posts, and you set aside 15 minutes, that would be a very healthy start. And eventually you're going to figure out, oh, it's fun, and wow, people go to our profile and they follow our page. It's like everything in the beginning is like, but it gets better with the time. Ask your employees too, or people who are connected to the page. That could be also suppliers, that could be anybody else. And if you're managing that for your client, the whole LinkedIn company page, tell them to ask their employees or get their approval, and then talk to the employees. What do I want you to invite them to? Comment on or share their content. So company page posted some piece of content, fantastic. Now I want the people who work there to comment under this post. That is more relevant than sharing the content. Funnily enough, there is a small button that you can see once you, as a company page, publish something on LinkedIn. On the top right of the post, there is a white, it's a blue button which says share with your employees. So it's almost like a mini employer branding tool in there as well. Once you've done that, I assume, I never pressed that button, that everybody who works for your company gets a notification that you've created a post, which then could drive home more traffic and through that more visibility. They can, when the employees create their own content, tag the company page. I would do that either at the end, so you have the call to action, tag the company page, use 3 till 5 hashtags, or when they write a gratitude post or about an anniversary or whatever, then you can also invite them to do that in the main text. Also, an interesting approach is to add the page to their profile, not only in experience, but also on the top, when you click on contact info, so I'm talking about private profiles right now of an employee, on the top, next to what we have there. I think it's next to the amount of contacts they have. There is a blue sentence which says contact info. And when you see that, there are 3 potential web pages that somebody can upload. And the URL of the company page could be also one way of getting more traffic. And of course, you can also place ads. Content that works. People want to be informed, entertained, or edutained. Same thing is true for LinkedIn. And edutainment seems to work fantastic at the moment. So edutainment is a mix between education and entertainment at the same time. Being authentic and raw, especially on a company page, is crucial. Way too many people go for super smooth, perfect. Oh my God, this is amazing. Nah. Make it a little bit more flawsome, as I call it. So don't try to be perfect. Give it character as far as you can. I know it's easier said than done, and it's easier for small and medium-sized companies. For big companies, it's almost impossible. But then maybe you can use other strategies that I mentioned here to still get that human element into it. 90% of the content should solve the customer's problems and add value. And again, adding value can be informing, entertaining, or edutaining. You can tell stories because only 10% of what you publish, also on a company page, is promotional content or pitch posts. 9% give. 10% buy stuff or sign up or whatnot. Show the faces or the people behind the brand. Use some exclusive hashtag behind the scenes. Again, if you have a very strict company policy, this could be something how to get more humanness into the whole thing. Customer success stories always work, especially when the customer is a hero. How-to videos, 30 till 60 seconds, especially with subtitles, phenomenal, because this is very shareable content. Thought leadership content and industry trends, especially when you have a rather blue audience, people who like facts, data, very powerful. And competitions and giveaways. I didn't believe in that in the beginning until we tested it. Just people like free stuff, same like on other platforms. So much from my side. I turn over the virtual microphone to Maria. Are there any questions?
Great. So Adina is asking, when it comes to hashtags, can I add a branded hashtag? I think she refers on the profile description, on the page description.
Absolutely. Yeah, we also use it. So we use hashtag Think Natalia, and that will then allow you to also comment on the posts of maybe a private profile when the private profile uses that. So this is what we do. So theoretically, I could post a status update as Dr. Natalia Wiechowski and use the hashtag Think Natalia. And then I could put on my other hat and say, oh, now on my LinkedIn company page, I can also comment on that post. Yeah.
Great. So, Natalia, I have to tell you that I loved your presentation. I said in the beginning that LinkedIn is my favorite platform, and at Social Insider, we are using it every day for creating connections, promoting our articles, the podcast, Insider Insights. And I think it's a really great platform. Very important if you are a brand. I truly recommend you to create a company page. There are a lot of benefits. I also loved that you mentioned about the 100 credits each page receives every month, because I remember you told me this on the podcast episode, and I've started using them for Social Insider, and they were a success.
Wow. Yay, so happy.
Super. Okay, so if there are any more questions, please let us know.
And as I said, I'll make sure that the presentation, I'll send it over to you, and then you share it with your audience. That's not a problem at all.
Yeah, exactly, because I see someone is asking for the last slide, and no worries, we are going to send the presentation to everyone who registered. So everyone, please follow Natalia on LinkedIn. Connect with her because you won't regret it. Also, you can connect with me. I'm super active there, and if you have questions, I will respond as soon as possible. Make sure you stick with us until the end of the day, because this was only the start. And I'll be back with our next guest, which is Doreen Morin Van Dam, and she will teach you the 10 most important skills every community manager needs to have. So stay tuned. And before I end this session, one more thing. If you liked Natalia's presentation, please share on social media that you've been here, mention her, mention me, Social Insider, because we will appreciate a lot. Natalia, thank you again for your time and for sharing these insights with us.
Oh, thank you. And all the best for the rest of the day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.